This dude's the smartest dude as far as marketing in our profession, so you got to hook up with this guy if you're really interested in taking the message to the world. Let's hear it from my bro, Glad Broacki!
Joe Felicia, who passed away a number of years ago, who was by far the best communicator I'd ever seen in chiropractic. He would hand that baton off to you today, I have no question whatsoever. So there's obviously, the first thing is you've got to have a deep commitment to what you're doing. And then you've got to have the skill sets, right, to be able to do it. And I know you're on both levels, the commitment level, but especially in today's world, the skill sets that are coming out of what you're doing are incredible.
Dr. Brad Glowacki has done it again. He has innovated on a high level in a very powerful way. He's created a training course that I know several chiropractors personally who have been transformed by, called The Art of the Close, which teaches you how to go and give a 10-minute talk. And you might think, well, 10 minutes, how can I get anything done? I will tell you, it's the only way to move into your future to give live presentations and get things done. The Art of the Close is a powerful tool with phenomenal strategy behind it that's tested in the field that will help you get booked more often and become more effective at bringing more people into the office and introducing them to this magnificent thing called chiropractic care.
Hey docs, if you're showing an interest in the Art of the Close workshop, I want to tell you it is a phenomenal workshop because it solves a big problem in this profession. And the problem is spinal screening. Time away from your family, time away from your hobbies and being healthy for yourself to go out and screen. Now I've done my hours of screening, so I'm speaking from experience. And when you learn to speak and grow at this workshop, the Art of the Close, it will change the way you live, not just the way you practice. You might know me from some big stage speaking. I get to speak every year at the California Jam, spoken at the Wave, Parker Las Vegas, Parker Sydney. I'll be at Cairo Europe. Just this year alone, I'll be speaking on 4 continents to some of the largest chiropractic groups that assemble on each continent. It's a skill and a craft that I've worked on over the years, and I will tell you that when I sat down and did math on this one day, I've done over 13,500 hours of speaking, and according to Simon Sinek, this is what makes you an expert, is anything in excess of 10,000 hours. And that's where I'm at with this. The workshop, The Art of the Close, is really about getting you to get more new patients into your practice and doing effectively what we call attracting believers. So we don't want you to attract a skeptic, attract a believer. One of the things that we do in this workshop is we give you a 40-page notebook when you walk in with all the notes, scripts, materials, things that you're going to need to have to be successful when you walk out of the workshop are here in front of you, prepared and ready to go. The information is set so you can learn more. Also, what we give you is a drive with a ton of talks on there. So we've got 10-minute talk, live example, 60-minute lecture, PowerPoints. There's nothing to buy at this workshop. Between the notes and the talks that we give you, when you walk out of this 2-day workshop, you're ready to go. So the props are there. There's nothing to buy. It really is about doing. And that is what we do so effectively in this workshop. We know that leaders teach from the front of the room. And in any part of your life, in any area of influence, all leaders are speakers. Politicians, professional athletes, even major motion pictures. Every leader is a speaker. The leading role is a speaking role. And we're going to teach you how to effectively teach people what chiropractic health is so you can, again, attract believers. Now, what's so important about that is if you do this correctly, you can retire from spinal screening. You can give up the screenings on the weekends. And the way we do this in the workshop is super important. And one of the unfair advantages that I have is that I'm still in practice, running a high-volume office, and we opened a satellite office last year, and we took it from 0 visits, new practice, a new satellite office, and took it to 200 weekly visits in just 6 months, all cash. I know how to grow an office. I know how to do it effectively in 60-minute lectures and 10-minute lectures. So the way that we do this and apply this unfair advantage is we model behavior. And we teach it where you must be able to speak from the front of the room. So there are 7 pillars at the front of the room that we teach in this workshop. I will coach, coax, and help you through the process of learning what momentum sales is. Because when you do these 7 very important spots correctly, you don't need to close hard at the end. You can close logically. You don't need to close emotionally at the end. You get to close logically. And then your offer is just that. It's an offer. When these 7 things are done right throughout your talk, that is Momentum Sales Illustrated. It's based on over 100 years of science and behavioral psychology. It's based on influence literature. And what I've done better than anybody else is we have proceduralized this just for chiropractors. These results are reproducible. You will learn to do a 60-minute talk. You will learn to do 6 different closes. And then we crunch time and you learn the all-important 10-minute talk. The way that we make this so effective is after we teach you from the front of the room, we are going to break this into smaller, constructive role-playing. This isn't me teaching you or reading you from these 40 pages of notes. You're going to find a partner and you're going to role play this, and you're going to get to ask me specific questions individually, one-on-one, unlike what I get to do on a big stage at places like the California Jam. I'm going to be knee to knee going through this information, working out the fine-tuned tweaks and making sure that this can work for you on Monday. When we do this intimate feedback is really going to be what changes your practice. It's the small detailed strokes that makes all the difference. And when we do this workshop, we've done it on other continents and for docs who speak other languages, it's amazing. We've had doctors fly to the US from Australia, from Indonesia, from Hong Kong, and from Europe to learn the art of the close. We've also hosted this in Portugal by invitation of the Portuguese Association. And we had doctors from 11 different countries who speak many different languages in Europe do this effectively in their home countries. It's been phenomenal. Now, I know it's so good because we also invite an interruption throughout the process at this workshop. And I want you to be really clear on what you're doing with this, because this one price means that you've taken care of everything. There's nothing extra to buy. And what we ask our attendees is at this workshop, if you've gotten 10 times the value, your flights, your hotels, and the cost of the seminar, then I ask them to interrupt me as I teach, pick up a lovely pink backpack, and we have what we call a pack your bag moment. They stand up, they pick up the backpack, and they share what they learned that they were doing wrong that they will do differently. They cite some of the psychology and influence literature that we've now made into a procedure. So you don't need to interpret it. We show them how to use it exactly for a chiropractor, for a chiropractic audience, and always bringing it back to the subluxation. And when they do that effectively, these docs interrupt me, stand up, they pick up this beautiful pink backpack, and they share what we call a pack your bag moment, meaning they can take all of their expenses, all of the travel, and they have 10 times it from something they just learned. This happens repeatedly at this workshop because it is due level. You role play it, you go through it, we break it down. It's based on psychology literature that you just can't shake a stick at, because we know this is how people make decisions. We do something very important, and that is get people out of awareness and into action. If you've been told you're informative, great reminder, that's the kiss of death. You're doing your talks wrong. Your job isn't to educate. Your job is to engage them. And the place all questions get answered is in your practice and during your exam. So when we do this the right way, when you come to the art of the close, you will leave someone as a speaker and someone who can educate people to the point of taking action. Out of awareness into action, that's where the rubber meets the road, and you will know you've done a good job because it's quantifiable. And then what's so brilliant is we've crunched time. The only place a 10-minute talk is being taught in this profession is at the art of the close, because I invented it. I simply looked at the wildly popular TED Talks and realized I've been doing a version of a TED Talk for over 11 years when they became popular. We've been doing TED Talks for corporate, TED Talks for schools, TED Talks, these short 10-minute talks, and getting exponential amounts of new patients, 15, 20 new patients for my practice for almost 15 years now. So we created a 10-minute talk even before TED Talks were popular, but as they've gotten more and more popular, I realized that is the gold standard. Short and sweet. If you can only need 10 minutes, we can get you into more places to do talks. If you can speak in 8 minutes or less and get new patients, which is what doctors do, then more doors get open to you. You don't have to take my word for it. There are some legends in this profession that endorse the art of the close. They endorse the work that I'm doing, and obviously doctors are getting the results. If you're considering going to the art of the close, my only fear is that it's already sold out, because these gigs are full. We limit them to 50 doctors. That's it. I do have some speaking coaches, and it's unlike anything else in this profession. Learn from model behavior. Success leaves clues. You've seen a lot of what this workshop looks like and is. The only thing missing is you in the frame to do it. Get to the art of the close. And again, there are some legends and there are reproducible results that happen every single week. Get to AOC. Get to Art of the Close.
First talk that we ever did. There was 10 people in the room. We signed up 15. We got their freaking families. It was great. Then as we started getting better, we did another talk and we signed up 47 people in 10 minutes. It was amazing. It keeps getting better and better. It's just gonna blow up.
We gave a talk to school bus drivers for our district, which was over 300 school bus drivers, and I was one of the keynote speakers. And I gave a 10-minute talk, and we were able to sign up over 100 of the bus drivers to come into the clinic to receive chiropractic care, examinations, consultation, and x-rays. So we did really well with that, which was, again, a 10-minute talk, which I learned at Art of the Close through Brad Glowacki's program.
Hey, I'm Dr. Anand Dizunye. I practice in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I'll tell you something that really transformed the way that we do things is the 10-minute talk. And ever since we started doing the 10-minute talk, literally I've only done a couple of them, but they have been game changers. I can think of so many more places that we can get into to speak. We did one at the police station for one of their debriefs. We had about 15 people there, and we signed up about 12 officers. And from that, most of their families have started care too since they've come into the office. It's been absolutely phenomenal.
A couple months ago, I attended the Art of the Close, the very first time that I've ever been there to learn how to do the 10-minute talk. And the first time we implemented it, we closed 36 out of 58 new patients, cash paid, doing a 10-minute talk. 10 minutes to get 36 new patients, it blew my mind.